Please, let's get it for everyone. Juanita one more time, our senior pastor. You know, we didn't coordinate over the phone, but we coordinated from Spirit World because, you know, today is the same theme on that, the tribulation, the trouble. And, you know, there is no guidance from God without trouble. It's just we don't even know what to ask God unless there's something going on. And even if you have the perfect life, there's someone out there who needs help, who needs guidance. In fact, I look sometimes for those in troubling times to help me understand what God is guiding us today. So thank you. And you know, America inherited something really. In fact, when even as terrible as slavery was, it was a brutal and ugly process, but America inherited a soul from Africa. And I believe the reason why America was successful the last 400 years is because of that soul. In the music, in the blues, and which we didn't know it at the time, but actually it was teaching us about the heart of God. And we put it into practice, and we wrestled, and we repented for our sins, and we overcame. But it's not it's not done yet. Each generation needs to inherit that responsibility to continue to reconcile to every last person is reconciled, and the victory is won for everybody, not just one group of people, but for everybody. So thank you one more time for bringing the spirit here, Reverend Juanita. Thank you. I am super excited for today. Let's do some milestones first. Number 1, everyone is prayed for by name every day. Number 2, everyone has a mission. And 3, everyone is contributing to the blessing culture. Aju, thank you. And there it is. This is my title today. Inspired by the life of Maria Makarova Kari. So just so you know, the interview style service, this is something we're starting to do once a month, where instead of the idea coming to me, God speaks through one of us. And so I took some time this week to meet with Maria and understand or hear about her life and what drives her, what inspires her, you know, what is her intention for a life of faith. And so out of this story, what came to me was God guides in troubling times. God guides in troubling times. I'm going to start with Isaiah 58:11. The Lord will guide you always. He will satisfy your needs, where? In a sun-scorched land. And will strengthen your frame. You will be like a well-watered garden, like a spring whose waters never fail. He didn't just say he will satisfy your needs. He'll satisfy your needs in a sun-scorched land. So it's almost a requirement, a prerequisite that you have some kind of trial in front of you. And from the Mother of Peace, just as Satan tested Jesus and Father Moon, he tested me. I persevered through these ordeals with ever-deepening devotion because it was at such times that I felt most keenly the grace of God. In the midst of pain, God came very close to me and guided me with pillars of cloud and fire. So we're tested. We're tempered through the fires. And then we arise out of that stronger and more steel-like. You were iron, now you're steel. And we continue to that is the process of growth. In fact, this is not just some restorational thing for all of us DP, students, but I believe God put struggle and challenge in this world so that we can grow up. Is the world a safe place all the time? No, even the natural world. We call it the wilderness for a reason because it's a dangerous place, the wilderness. But God created that. So through these difficult times, we experience God the most. And so I'm going to just briefly introduce Maria before she comes up here. She is one of our sisters here of Manhattan for a long time. You see her kids growing up here. You saw Gloria here. Now she's like here. And now Gloria's in Clifton right now doing some programs, so she's all grown up already. She's not even, she already graduated us. I don't know. Of course not. She's not going anywhere. But, you know, she's married to Genti, our Albanian brother, who is, you know, he's also one of our team members of our church. You know, Maria, and she, again, she's from Ukraine. Apparently her mother was atheist, but then became Christian, which she will explain how that happened. But her grandmother has always been a prayer warrior. And so I know that she has a lot to share with us today. So without further ado, let's welcome up our interviewee for today, Mrs. Maria Makarova-Kari. Yes, give it up. Yeah. You need a microphone. Can we get a microphone for her? Thank you. Okay. Have a seat. So I like to start things off kind of light. So Maria, how was this morning? How was your commute? My real question is, how many miracles did it take to bring you and your whole family here today and coordinate you being up here and not with the kids? So I'm just, but yes.
Good morning, first of all. Yeah, happy to see everybody. A little bit nervous. First time interviewing.
Ever?
I mean, yeah.
Ever? Wow.
Like an interview? No, yes. Okay.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. So today is first miracle that my daughter in Clifton. That's why it was more easy.
Wow.
Just 2 kids.
So how did she get over there?
She go for sleepover with one of our families. Yeah. Yeah, but usually, you know, no miracles. Just you need to check how is this seat belt is working or not. Just everybody buckle and go.
Safety first. That's good. Just safety and chaos. Chaos is okay as long as everyone's safe. So I like that. Yeah, I'm going to remember that. So much wisdom already. Thank you. Okay, well, we were just talking about some of your family history. But my first question I had here is, okay. Well, yeah, how much do you resonate with your mother's words about receiving God's guidance in challenging times? Do you find that to be true for you also? And I'll pull that quote up here. So those are the words there. But your reflection on this word.
Yeah, when I hear about true mother and her life course, first of all, what resonates with my life, this is trouble with the kids. Yes, I think true mother, she goes through a lot with her kids. Yeah, and also and miscarriages, and one child passed away earlier, and some also was not so easy circumstances where she was giving birth and stuff. So my story is my kids. Yeah, 2 of my daughter, they have like health issues which we go through as a family. It's make us stronger. It give us a lot of God's love. Yeah, maybe it sounds strange, yeah, because it's trials. Yeah, this is your kids, yeah. Like you see how they suffer and stuff, but
is it strange for children to give you trials? I don't know. No? Oh, apparently not.
Yeah. Maybe like in this topic, I can share a little bit about my elder daughter. She was born in Albania, and because of her health issue, we have to move to Ukraine. Just me, I moved, yeah. And my husband still was doing mission there in Albania. But, you know, all the time, it was really horrible situation with her, like kind of, even my relative not believe that she can survive. Like, but, you know, I always remind one story, like what really keep me up. Maybe I tell you the story. This is like one man, he passed away and go to spirit world, Yeah, and he see his life. It was a picture, like sand, beach, you know, and the footsteps on the sand, you know. It like was, and he saw like 2 lines of footsteps all his life. But then he sees somewhere is gaps, and there is just one footsteps, line of footsteps. And he see that this moment where he has the most difficult time, like no hope, like really horrible. And he asked God, why you leave me the most difficult time in my life? And God told me, how could I leave you? Actually, I carry you on my hand. Yeah, so this is what I feel is the most difficult time when, you know, look like it's very difficult, but comes something what bring you out from that trial, you know, and you feel really a lot of God's love through that. So it was a story with my daughter. She passed 3 surgery on her intestine. Yeah. First surgery, it was just mistake of doctor. And we need to go to Ukraine to fix it. And second surgery, it was, they fix what that was like done bad, yeah, first time. And that doctor was very good. He was young, smart in Kiev, in Ukraine, yeah. And we would need to wait like 6 months for last surgery, yeah. Yeah, surgery, correct?
Yes, surgery.
Surgery, sorry for my English.
Doing great.
Surgery.
Surgery.
Okay. I learn English too. So before last surgery, yeah, I called to our doctor and say, like, what we need to prepare. And so he said, yes, of course, there will be surgery. You come, but I will be not there. Will be another doctor. And I was really disappointed. I was thinking, oh my goodness, so good doctor, like young, smart. He like almost professor, you know. Actually, when I come to hospital, there was another woman, yeah. And I know that she meet us when we come first time to Ukraine with my daughter with this problem. And actually, I thought about her that she's even not doctor, but nurse, you know. She was like very simple, very kind, like this. And but what was miracle in that doctor, like new doctor, which I was thinking, no, better this young doctor, yeah, like because she come up because this young doctor, he wanted to throw out half of big intestine for my daughter because of Hirschsprung disease. But this woman doctor, she came to me and she said, you know, I have patients who is living with such intestine. And if you trust me, yeah, I can take responsibility to my shoulder. I go to this professor who is head of this department and tell him that we're gonna not throw it out. We're gonna leave it. And if in 1 week after surgery, she like poop, sorry, yeah, if she
release excrements.
Yeah, then it's successful. If not, we directly go into another surgery. Wow. You know, I was like, because you know, I trust another doctor, and this doctor kind of I didn't trust, but because I see really her heart, yeah, I see that she really sincere, and I feel like no, I need to trust her, and I said, okay, I trust you. Just do what you think is best for my daughter. And like after surgery, I remember surgery was on Tuesday, and on Saturday she pooped. It was like
Let's give it up.
Full
Gloria.
diaper of happiness for us all.
Glory to God.
Yeah, and I feel like a lot of God's love, because if it's not happened, you know, my daughter would be like handicapped somehow, yeah, like she would lose like half of her. So it was, for me, it was miracle, and it's really shown me that God is guiding everything. And also, like to add to this, also, you know, when I was pregnant with Gloria, last month of my pregnancy, my husband, he saw a dream that we was that time city leader in Škodra in Albania, and he see that we sitting all in center, like our members, yeah, and True Mother is there. And he said, I was holding our baby on hand, And True Mother said, give me baby, I'm going to take care of her. You know, and kind of this dream always showed me that True Parents is really taking care. Like second chance, this is True Parents' children, actually. Yeah. It's God's kids, you know. And we need to really just believe and keep up and like believe in God. Just, you know, a miracle gonna happen. This is.
I can, you know, I'm watching you tell this story now, and I can feel you're reliving it even now. You remember every detail, what day of the week it was, which doctor said what, and the disappointment here and the hope there, and it seems like, yeah, God is giving you this trial to overcome, and there's more stories that she hasn't. I'm not sure we have time for, but even just these doctors constantly need prayer. I think that's something that occurred to me too. These doctors, they need prayer because they need the wisdom and understanding of spirituality and understanding that, you know, this child has a destiny. It's not about, oh, is it half of intestine or all of it? Or, you know, it's that needs to come first. And so thank God for these prayers. And
Yeah, actually, can I add something? Also, this young doctor later, when he come back to Ukraine, yeah, because he has some, like he go outside of Ukraine. And when he see us, he said just, I don't know, it's proved me just that this soldiery, this is not a science, you know, always exist, like, you know, other way, you know.
right.
Because he was following like what is written in the theory, you know.
Wow.
You know, but this woman, she saw another example that people can live, yeah, with such a condition. Yeah, so.
Well, we're all very grateful for that doctor. Yeah.
It is just a miracle. I don't know.
And you know, when you tell this story, but we think about True Mother, I'm sure it's the same kind of thing. Because each child, 14 children, you don't think there's this kind of consultations with doctors and all these different scenarios. You know, we just think 14 children. Wow, good job, mother. Wow, amazing. No, each time it was like, mother, if you've already had 4 C-sections, you can't get pregnant and you should not deliver this baby. And I know you have some stories too where the doctors are telling you to abort a child, but literally a dream from Genti was holding things together, and you would not have. Anyway, it's wild. So thank you for taking on this course to comfort God's heart. So we'll like to give Maria a hand for that. This is the blessing culture, guys. It's not always fun. I want to start asking you questions about your life of faith. I have some background to to let people know. So Ukraine, as I understand, you were telling me, at the time when you were, you know, in your teenage years, there was something called the Orange Revolution. Mm-hmm. And so there was kind of a shift in political power, and there was kind of an uprising, which apparently Maria discovered this sort of revolutionary side of her. I mean, she seems so sweet, but actually she's a revolutionary, which...
I'm nationalist.
Nationalist, right?
That people whom Russia afraid of.
She is a nationalist. She loves Ukraine. And just so you know, every day you're gathering
prayer. Yeah, we're doing prayer. Yeah, every day.
Every day.
Yeah, at 8:30 now. Yeah, we pray, and with other Russian speaking. It's from Russia, Belarus, our sisters. Yeah, we're praying for peace in Ukraine.
And I joined one, and it's very intense. And Maria's leading the pack, so I'm so proud that you're part of our community. And okay, so that's some background, but as I understand, you saw God guiding you in your life. There were, you know, particular milestones or moments where you experienced God. Could you, share those stories with us?
Yeah, actually, when I start to study divine principle, I start to look at my life more principle way, and try to find the God and guidance. And once one sister, she shared her 7 years courses, and I start to analyze my life and like miracle
Who's here
for
familiar
me.
with like the 7-year course? Anyone believe in that? The 7-year periods in your life? Anyone? Okay, a few of us, yes. Okay.
Yeah, so when I analyze my life, I see that 7 years, like 21 actually, yeah, like 7, 7, and 7. And of course, it's inspiring me always when you see such a stuff, like God walks, yes, spirit world is taking care of you. So when I was 7 years old, my grandmother, she passed away. And this grandmother, she was very close to me. Oh, I close to her, I don't know. Yeah, so even her name was Maria too, actually.
Okay,
Yeah,
well, there you go.
Yes, and after that, I really start to think, what is the death about, you know? And
Well, this
even
grandmother was a prayer warrior. This
Yeah.
lady, she has a list.
actually, this was my grandmother.
Your great grandmother was the
Yeah.
prayer warrior. Okay.
And actually, there is like one. I tell you about my grandmother, who is mother of my mother. But actually, mother-in-law of my grandmother, who is Maria, who passed away. Yeah.
Okay.
She teach my grandmother to pray.
Ah,
So she was first who is prayer warrior.
I see. She's the one.
Yeah, but she was really a very good woman, very wise, and everybody come for advice to her. Yeah, so it really hit my heart that time. And even my mom told me that when first time I go to cemetery, where she was buried, yeah, I cried there, even I was 7 years old child. Yeah, and then when I was 14, I got into accident. Yeah, had an accident, motorcycle accident, and I have really. At that time, actually, it was not so. My life was not so great. Yeah, I got to not so good company, and I think that this accident bring me out from there. You know, I start to think more. I take off my pink glasses, which usually, you know, teenagers see world, you know, with the
So
pink glasses.
you got a reality check.
Yeah.
It kind of you grew up pretty quickly.
Yeah,
You realized,
I start to think more about people around me, what is right things to do, what, like, you know, better to avoid. And yeah, and I've been hospital that time, yeah, and kind of I feel it really was a life-changing experience. And when I was 21, I joined church. I met my spiritual mother. So yeah, so this is.
So at 6 to 7 years old, you started to think about death. You started to question at that young, like that early age. I think you described there was a mountain somewhere that you felt a longing to go to pray, because some Christian program on the TV.
Yeah, because it was like just Soviet Union just collapsed that time, yeah, and a lot of like Christian program come to TV. You know, it was this holy book, or magical book or something like this. It was like just for kids, cartoons. And I watch it, and I feel like I need to go and pray on that hill somewhere there in forest. But I never did, because it was far for the child to go far.
Right,
So
you need your parents' permission.
Yeah.
And your mother at the time was not a real faithful
Yeah,
person
but-
then. Yeah.
And nobody teach me how to pray, because my mother, how already Erwin mentioned, was communistic, and she said, people come from the soil, they go to soil. So.
Right, that was the education you got from your mom.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So then at that age, there's a 7-year course of something, and then at 15, you had this kind of life-changing course. You lost opportunities, but it made you reflect and look at your life again.
Yeah.
So what happened at 21 exactly? You said you joined the movement. So how did that happen? Maybe
I don't know from what to start.
3 minutes,
Yeah,
you
in
can.
3 minutes.
So you met your spiritual mother not on campus, but
No, in the main street of my city.
Main street
yeah, this
of
like
the
it's
city.
square. You know, this central
right,
square.
the square. Okay.
Yeah.
So just some background. It was a very revolutionary time, and you cared a lot about your country. You were not happy with how things were going and how things were run. So you were joining this movement, and you were in school. Obviously, you were busy, and there was a program that was taking place that you were a part of. And it was the only other, I think it was the first time you prayed? The first time you really prayed?
I think I prayed before, but such
this
a
time was
serious,
serious
yeah,
prayer.
like,
Okay. Yeah.
It was just try before. And this
Yes.
one was prayer.
Right.
You know?
Right. That was a practice for this
Yeah.
one. So what happened in that prayer?
Just when it was like it's supposed to be protest on the main square in my city, yeah, because that time they tried, like this guy who wanted to become president, he was very corruption, he was in jail and stuff, like we really doesn't like him. And when I come for that protest, yeah, there was like small stage and guy was speaking with mic, but in front of that stage, another side of the square was big stage and was very loud music. So they make like this. They give permission for the protest, but they kind of put this big the stage to just, you cannot listen nothing what people say there.
Kind of disrupt the protest.
Yeah, and I try to listen. I feel like so disappointed, so frustrated about that situation. Even like I feel like everything dark around me. I was thinking, what can I do? I'm just student here. What can I do in this situation? Where is my power? And
anyone been in that situation before where it's like the odds are, it's like 1 to 1,000. How can we make any difference here?
Yeah, and then I was thinking, okay, just one thing I can do, just go to church at least and pray, put this candle or something because it's Orthodox church tradition. If you want to pray, you need to come, buy candle, put and pray then. Yeah. So
gotta have the candle.
I go to the clothes.
You had to buy it too, right?
Huh?
You had to buy. Yeah, she had to buy the candle in order to pray.
Yeah, it's like make an offering and then pray. Yeah.
That's right.
So I go to the church, I buy this candle, and I ask this woman, because, there is different places to pray for dead people or alive people. And I was thinking, okay, I want to pray for my country. Why I need to put candle? Where is dead or where is alive?
It's a hard choice to make. Am I praying for dead people or for living people?
Yeah. And I asked, I think, I want Ukraine to be alive, so I need to put for alive people. And I go to this woman who was selling the candles. I ask her where I can pray for somebody alive people. And she said, this big like cross with the Jesus, and
huge
there was also
crucifixion.
blood and like crucified Jesus. It was scary for me. I put that candle and I really pray, and I feel so much frustrated from that situation. I said, like, I'm ready to sacrifice something what I love the most. Just this situation change. I don't want to see this, I don't want to feel anymore this. Yeah, and when actually I come out from the church after that prayer, I told you that I feel like dark everything. And I see the sun, I see the light, and kind of I feel light inside me, I didn't feel that frustrated anymore. I didn't come back to that stage, and I just go directly to my dormitory. But like a week later, start meetings, real, a lot of people come up to and I feel already that time you ask me, do I see result of my prayer? Yeah? Mm-hmm. So even that time already I saw, because people start to come out. I see people in fire, like they don't like what's going on, So
I felt God was like, for you, Maria, anything. I was saying, do what you want.
Yeah. And then when, actually that time started the revolution, Orange Revolution in Ukraine. And in the end, when we win that revolution, yeah. In the end, when I come to that square, I see no people there. And I feel strange. I feel how people can relax so easy, To win in revolution is not mean already you live in perfect world, And then in that moment, I meet my spiritual mother. And she asked me, do you want to change Ukraine?
She asked the right question.
Are you kidding me? What you asking me? I feel like inside my
She was asking the same question you were already asking.
Yeah, it was imagine how spirit world, how God work. Yeah, they prepare us to meet this right person right there.
So you're looking at the post-revolution, and then you saw there's still a lot of work to be done, and a lot of things that still aren't, even though, yes, things change, but not necessarily for the complete better. And then you met her.
Yeah. Something
what
missing. I feel like something missing, in this revolution. Spirit is missing.
Something's missing, yeah.
Yeah.
You met her, she asked the right question, and then what? What did she ask you to do?
Yeah, she invited me for introduction to center. But when I asked her, where are you from? She said, I'm from Donetsk, Donbass, that region which now under Russian occupation, you know? This region where a lot of people, how to say, against Ukraine, let's say like this.
Right. Not. Let's say.
And this is corruption. Usually it's very corruption, people, crime and stuff.
If she wasn't your spiritual mother, you probably wouldn't listen to her.
I feel
knowing
like
she came from that place, which is
I feel just a little bit strange.
strange.
Like this
Strange.
person speak about Ukraine, and
Right.
she's from that region. She looks nice, yeah. But this is organization,
Mhm.
and when I get there, there also was a lot of people because it's very like interesting how also movement in Ukraine developed. It started from that actually like half of the members I would say were from that region. Witnessing was very successful there. It was like very interesting, yeah.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
Yet, despite that, you still went to the workshop. You still.
Yeah, because of my prayer, I start to think about God. You know, I want to know more. And she said there is something from Bible. I said, okay, I want to listen. Maybe because you know a lot of this witness are from Jehovah Church, from this Baptist, yeah, Baptist. They come to me sometimes, you know, on street and speak. They said, "We're gonna live forever on the earth." I was, oh my goodness, what are you talking to me? Oh, soon gonna be last days, everything in fire. Oh my God, what you talking to me? I don't understand. What is that?
All right, can't you? There's a revolution going on. What are you doing?
Yeah, so that's why principle I like as a theory, but I cannot say it's catch me from the beginning. Like when she gave me introduction, I asked her just, do you believe by yourself in what you're saying? Like, you know, because me, I didn't that time, yeah. So
It was a very gradual thing. Things made sense, but you weren't really ready to change your life. But some things kind of happened, right? Some little signs, little guidance from God along the way.
yeah, so I was waiting for that sign which say me that this is the right thing what I'm doing, you know. This is what kind of my philosophy that time was. Even, you know, sometimes when I go to crossway, you know, and wait for the green light. For example, if I come here and green light turn on,
Yeah.
I feel like, yeah, I'm going the right direction,
Right.
you know. But if
Follow
it's,
the green lights.
but if it's red and it's slow, and I'm thinking maybe I don't need to go there, you know.
So,
It's kind of like science, yeah.
so you're always looking for signs. You're looking for God to kind of guide you to the next step.
Yeah.
So where did God guide you to this movement? And
Yeah. I listen like one day workshop and like little bit some more lectures, and then I have like come up some sickness, and I could not go. I have like period of sickness, yeah, like you can say like this, and I have like small surgery. It was not so like less in life, but I could not. I've been at home, not in the city. Yeah? And I come back maybe like 3 or 4 months later, and but also what interesting, when I start to go to the center and listen this lecture, I also start my guitar classes.
Guitar classes.
Guitar classes, yeah. And that studio and our center was like 3 minutes walk, let's say. 3 minutes walk, yeah. And I was thinking, okay, for sure I want to go again for my classes, yeah. This center, I'm not sure, yeah. But because it's together, it's close, and I can just ride one bus and get there, I go also and listen a little bit what they want to say me more.
So in other words, the priority was the guitar lessons,
Yes.
not the DP workshops.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
At the time.
Yes. At that
But because it was close to the guitar lessons, it was okay.
yeah. And
But-
I sent message to the center, and they said, yeah, of course, come. Like, and then I sent message. I called to my teacher, and he said, yes, come, but you need to come now to another location.
Uh-oh.
And I checked that location. It was far. I need to take another bus and like this. And I said, okay, this is sign. I don't need to go to the center anymore. But then, miraculously, I got message
Praise
from
God.
the center, and they said me, from next month, we actually moving. And they sent me address of the center, and I see it was now 2 minutes apart.
What?
It's moved to the same place. And I feel like, oh my goodness, this is Zion. I need to listen everything what they want to say me, you know. I want to go until the end and see what they want to say me, because there is something.
The fact that, I mean, it's almost like God really did intervene. And it seems like he's influencing the different people around your life because you're always seeking God. You're always looking for a sign. And God's like, he's happy to give you one because you're looking for it. So I think a lot of us, sometimes we go through life, we're not really seeking things from God. And so God doesn't mean, I mean, in a way, maybe God is putting miracles in your life, but you don't even notice it. So that seeking is really important. So I love that point you're making. Okay, so long story short, then you joined the 7, the 21, the 40, and then soon you were ready to meet the true parents, and you were ready to go to Korea, but something happened.
Yeah, I have to make long story short again, because
as short as we can.
There was a lot of experience,
lot.
different, but main thing that, of course, it was interesting for me. Divine Principle was very logical, very true. I have some even spiritual experiences. I start 1 year course, which we have in Ukraine, 1 year New World Education team, and start from 21-day workshop, then 40 days fundraising, then 40 days witnessing, and in the middle of 40 days fundraising, I forgot to tell you that actually, because I listened this Divine Principle and get to know about true parents, I pray to look into true Father's eyes, to understand who is he.
Eyes.
Like, is it true everything what they with such a big power and intention, like trying to put in my head. You know?
Right. Gotta be absolutely sure before I give my life, I need to make sure this person is real with me.
So I really pray for that. And in the middle of my 40 days fundraising condition, to us comes some leader, and he said, we are moving to Kyiv because True Father is coming to Kyiv. I start my this 1 year course August, and October True Father come to Kyiv.
Amazing.
And actually, first his data when he's supposed to come was my birthday. But then it's prolonged for 2 days. But actually, first, I was thinking, oh my goodness, he coming for my birthday.
Yeah,
I was
so
crazy.
I think we better watch it. This is the only begotten daughter of Ukraine right here. So, yeah.
I don't know, but it's true, right? Telling you truth.
Everything is. But yeah, no. How many times has Father been to Ukraine?
This one time.
Just one time.
Yeah.
On your would have been on your scheduled on your birthday. Yeah. That's incredible. Okay, so you got to see true parents, and then you get blessed, and now I think we got to move on. But the one thing I know in your prayer, your sincere prayer before that protest was like, God, I'm willing to give anything.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm willing to sacrifice anything for the victory of this particular protest. And did you feel that God kept you accountable to that promise? Do you think about that prayer even today?
This is what happened when because after October, when True Father come to Ukraine, after that, they said that gonna be matching and blessing in Korea, December. And then they sent all members there who was not blessed. And they proposed me, even though I was still in university and I have my examination that time, finals. I was ready to go. Miraculously, I could pass that examination before to go.
Good job.
But anyway, I went there, and I told you I am nationalist. So of course, my dream to live in Ukraine. No, I don't want to go nowhere. But when I see where is my husband from, I was stressed out. I can say like that.
Stressed out. That's a nice way of putting it.
But in that moment, I said, God, why? I don't understand. Why? And I kind of remind my prayer that I said, I ready to sacrifice what I love the most, if I want, And also one more thing, what I heard. God said, you want I be in Ukraine or you? Whom you want?
Wow.
I said, okay, you be. I go.
That's a great question from God. Thank you, God. You did a good questions. I mean, what's funny is that he's still from Europe. You know, I mean, he could have been from Korea or Japan or U.S., but still, your heart was like nationalist. And of course, I mean, why didn't Father match you to a Ukrainian? You know,
Yeah.
but
Again, he's nationalist too.
he's
by the way.
nationalist. Well, okay, that's good. So you have something in common there.
We have
That's
common.
God does think things through a little bit more. I think God's scared of you too. He's like, I better give Maria what she wants, otherwise I could be in trouble. Okay, so back to this. You know, this really is God guides in troubling times. And just my last question here is just, what is your dream? What is your intention? What is the blessing culture to you? I know you started off our conversation on this, but just for everyone here, because we also want to pray for you. We want to pray for your dreams to come true in New York and everywhere, in Ukraine too. So just what is your intention? What is your dream?
Of course, I can like in now this moment. The biggest my dream is victory of Ukraine.
Victory of Ukraine.
Yes, and it's soon. I know. But in my life, I can also talk on behalf of my husband too, because this is our common intention. Yeah, we want really to build a community or be part of the community where people live together, give education, to give together, have even a common business. Yeah, have everything to do together, like a family. Yeah, like True Father dream. True Father said we need to build this human family. Yeah, like whole one family under God. Yeah, and True Mother, she's always talking about this environment here for kids. What is the best environment? How you can make this environment? For example, my daughter now, I bring her to homeschool because I really feel that public school, it's not that environment that she can grow really in that pure environment, you know? Yeah, so
Just,
this is...
And just for everyone here, a little bit of background. In Ukraine, they actually construct homes that are built for 3 families so that members can live together. And so whenever you have a friend over, immediately they feel like they're in the church because you're surrounded by these blessed families. In America, we do have a different culture. We're much more individualistic. Everyone's got their own house. They got their own phone, their own iPad. So it is really hard for us to even imagine a world like that. But it's actually more in line with your parents' vision, you know?
But I wanted to, can I share one story?
Please.
This one
Share a
story
story.
which really inspired me. And also I learned this in Witnessing Center, how we explain to our guests about fallen nature, you know? About the public bathroom. You know, this our life is like public bathroom.
Just like a public bathroom.
You know, this public bathroom where it really stinks, you know? Smell bad and stinks.
Most of the time.
Yeah, when you go...
Not always, but yes.
When you go just in there, you feel really bad smell. You feel like it's going to your eyes, and you're like, oh. Yeah.
In your nose.
But if you stay there 1 minute, you kind of get better, yeah? If you stay 1 hour, you maybe even not feel that smell anymore, you know? But when you stay like 1 day, it's already become your place even, you know?
Home sweet home.
But can you imagine all humanity, 1,000 years, live in that public bathroom after the fall, yeah? Start with Adam and Eve, you know, it's our fallen nature, it's so smelly, you know?
Stinks to high heaven, but you don't notice it.
Yeah, and I think people close their private area and their bathrooms. I feel like myself too. And if somebody come in and say, oh, here stinks, what are you talking about? What stinks to you, yeah? Kind of, why you judge me? Why you judge me?
That's so funny because...
I'm just human, yeah? Why you judge me?
It's funny because I have a philosophy about this.
Yeah?
I think a true family member can walk into your house when it's a complete mess. And maybe even some odors too, or, you know. And that's real family. If you have to clean up your house and make things clean, then it's not, you're not really family. Although there's a grain of salt with that. Okay, you want to respect the people, your guests, and so you do clean up. But the heart should be, this is an extension of your home, you know. And so what are you saying? What are you trying to say?
So I try to say that, it's very hard for me to open my private place. Even when, for example, we start family life with my husband, oh my goodness, so much fighting. Yeah, he stinks to me, I stinks to him.
See, this is the blessing culture I've been preaching about. Just,
Yeah. Especially we are from different background, different cultures. It's, oh my goodness, so many different things, And
you have a sensitive sense. You have a sensitive sense of smell. You have a good nose.
spiritually or physical,
Both.
both.
God bless you. You have a lot of
Yes.
trials, a lot
Yeah.
more coming too. I'm
So
sure.
I want to say that, sometimes when we feel judged, because of this, I think people don't want to get together, yeah? I don't like somebody because he make me feel not comfortable, He speaks something what I don't like he speak, or la la la. And like this, but if you, anyway, you overcome this and open your heart, then you find real friend, you find your family, you find that trust which you're looking for, And that's why I want to open my bathroom.
All right. So her bathroom is now a public bathroom for any of us to use anytime, but you have to spend one day in there. That's the only requirement. If you're gonna use it, you gotta be there for a day so you can accustom yourself to that smell, so you can become one as one family. And that's, I think, so this is your dream, so that we overcome our differences by just staying together long enough. And I also believe that. I think if we can get to the next level of closeness, if we can even tolerate our differences for an hour, 24 hours, I think that's enough even,
Yeah.
and we can, and gosh, I can give so many examples, but like whenever, our unison prayers, in the beginning it was awkward because some people pray too loud, some people don't really pray, or they're just kind of mumbling, and other people are, and so I usually turn my volume down in the beginning, right, in the unison, and I still do sometimes, but over time, I felt that even our unison prayers have become more harmonious and more pleasing to listen to, and that because we've been praying every day for a year. But that's I love that, overcoming our differences, and that's the blessing culture, absolutely.
And
So,
this make you more perfect too,
yes,
This is benefit for you, big benefit.
Yes.
Compare me before blessing and after, and before I start family life and after, there's two different people.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'd be scared of the pre-blessing person because of the way you are with God, it seems. So, but yes, okay. So thank you again, Maria. Let's give her a big hand, and let's
Thank
all
you.
really support this dream of creating one culture together, one smell, one nation under God. Thank
No
you.
smell, because it's mixed.
One mixed smell under God. Thank you. Okay.